Have you ever told a small lie, thinking it would save you from trouble? Maybe you thought no one would find out, and everything would be fine. But deep inside, that little lie sat in your heart like a heavy stone. This is the story of Daniel, a cheerful boy who discovered that telling the truth, even when it's hard, brings more freedom and happiness than any lie ever could. Daniel was 10 years old, full of energy and always ready to laugh. Everyone liked him. But Daniel had one small weakness. He often found it hard to be honest. Sometimes he told lies to escape punishment, and other times to make himself look better. At first, these lies seemed harmless, but soon, Daniel learned just how much trouble they could bring. One afternoon at home, Daniel was playing with his ball inside the house. He knew he wasn't supposed to, but the game was just too fun to stop. Suddenly, the ball hit a vase, and it shattered into pieces. His mother rushed in and asked what happened. Daniel's heart beat fast. He didn't want to get scolded, so he quickly said, "It was the cat." His mother sighed, cleaned up the mess, and walked away. But Daniel knew the truth. He had broken it, and the guilt stayed with him. At school, something similar happened. Daniel had taken a test and scored 6 out of 10. He felt embarrassed about it. When his friend Sam asked how he did, Daniel puffed out his chest and said proudly, "I got 9 out of 10. Sam believed him and congratulated him. But once again, Daniel felt that same heavy feeling in his heart. Lies made him look better on the outside, but on the inside, he felt worse. Then came the moment that changed everything. Daniel was chosen to take care of the school's football during break time. He loved the responsibility, but after playing, he forgot to put the ball back. The next day, the teacher noticed the ball was missing and asked the class who had been in charge. Everyone looked at Daniel. His hands grew sweaty, and instead of telling the truth, he lied again. He said maybe someone else had taken it, maybe even his friend Sam. The classroom grew silent. Everyone turned to look at Sam with suspicion. Sam's face turned red, and he shook his head in disbelief. He hadn't done anything wrong, but now everyone thought he had. Daniel sat there quietly, pretending not to notice, but inside, his heart felt heavier than ever. That evening, Daniel couldn't stop thinking. He remembered his mother's disappointed sigh about the vase, the uneasy feeling after lying about his test score, and now the hurt look in Sam's eyes. For the first time, Daniel truly understood that his lies didn't just protect him, they hurt others. He whispered to himself, maybe it's time to tell the truth.
The next day at school, Daniel took a deep breath and raised his hand. With a shaky voice, he admitted what really happened. He confessed that he had forgotten to put the football away, and that Sam had nothing to do with it. The class gasped in surprise, but the teacher looked at him kindly. She said it took courage to admit the truth and reminded everyone that mistakes happen. But honesty is what helps us grow. Sam's face softened. Instead of being angry, he smiled and forgave Daniel. For the first time in a long while, Daniel felt a wave of relief. The heavy weight in his heart was gone. Telling the truth had set him free. Later that day at home, Daniel decided to be honest about the vase. He told his mother that he had broken it while playing with his ball. He expected her to be angry, but instead, she smiled gently and said she was proud of him for finally telling the truth. She reminded him that honesty may be hard, but it always makes life better. From that day on, Daniel promised himself that he would always try to be truthful, no matter how difficult it seemed. He learned that honesty builds trust, earns respect, and strengthens friendships. Lies may look easy, but they only bring guilt and pain. The truth, even when it is hard, shines brighter than any lie. And so Daniel discovered a powerful lesson: honesty brings peace, and truthfulness sets you free.